I hope you have completed all the numerical problems that I had given you. But only a few of you have sent it, so please see that all of you send me the answers of the numerical problems. Now we come to the last part of this chapter, that is speed. You all know when you think about speed, you will think about a car speeding on the road or a bike, isn't it? More of you might be thinking about the bike. So let us come to this topic, speed. What is the meaning of speed? First, we will see what is the meaning of a body's state of motion or rest. A body is said to be at rest when it does not change its position with respect to its surrounding. Okay? So if you sit in the class and your teacher is standing in front of you and the teacher's table is there, if you look for some time, you will see that the table is still there in front of you. The distance between you and teacher's table is not changing. So that means you are at rest now. Okay? But if teacher is teaching in the class and teacher is moving about, okay, then you will say the teacher is in motion but the table is not moving, so it is at rest. So when you say body is at rest, then that means it does not change its position with respect to its surrounding, while a body is said to be in motion when it changes its position with respect to its surrounding. Okay, when a body is in motion, length of path traveled by it in a certain time is called the distance moved by it in that duration. So how much forward does that body go? That is the suppose a body is sitting here and now it goes like this. So this much distance, okay, this path that it travels, that is called the distance. Okay, and what is the unit in which we measure distances? We measure it in meter. So suppose one body covers a distance of 1 meter in 1 second and another body covers the distance of 10 meter in 1 second. So we will say that the second body which covered a greater distance in less time, that has more speed. So when we think about the speed, we have to understand what is the distance traveled and what is the time taken. But when you see outside on the road, sometimes you keep on looking outside, no? When you see here a lorry going or a truck going. So by the sound itself, you know which one is moving at a greater speed. So although we have not learned speed as such, but we have a very good idea of speed in our mind, isn't it? If you think about a biker going on the road, you know that his speed will be very fast. A person coming down the hill, he will come with a greater speed. So you have a very fair idea about what is the speed. So let us see. A boy on a bicycle travels a longer distance than a boy on a foot in the same time. Thus the boy on foot is moving slower. That means if two friends, okay, two of you have decided that one person will come by a cycle and one person will come by foot walking. So who will reach the school first? The person on the bike, if the bike is in good condition, isn't it? So so here we can say that uh, the speed of the bicycle is more than the person coming by foot. So that is how you can say which is moving faster. So whichever reaches faster, we will say that has more speed. If you compare the motion of a car and a bullock cart, I don't know whether you have seen bullock carts now, the Kalavandi. Okay. So if we compare the motion of a car and a bullock cart on the road, we find that a car travels more distance than the bullock cart in the same time. So if we compare the same time, how much distance they are moving, we will see that car is moving a greater distance. So we say that car is moving very fast, isn't it? Now, how do you calculate speed? There is a formula for finding speed. Distance traveled by time taken. So very simple. You just have to find distance and divide it by time. So speed is distance traveled upon time. We represent speed as v here. So in SI system, distance is measured in meter and time is measured in second. So what will be the unit of speed? It will be meter per second. So we will read it as meter per second, or we can write meter s second raised to -1. That is, we will specify that second is in the denominator. So you have to write -1 here. If we are measuring in distance in kilometer and time in hour, then we will say speed is kilometer per hour. Usually the distance is traveled by vehicles. We measure it in kilometer per hour. Okay. So we come to the relationship between kilometer per hour and meter per second. So 1 kilometer per hour. So if you have 1 kilometer per hour, then you see here kilometer per hour. So what is kilometer? It is 1000 meter. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, and 1 hour is, 1 hour has 60 minutes, and 60 minutes and 1 minute has 60 seconds. So directly if you want to convert 1 hour into seconds, you will say 1 hour is equal to 60 into 60 seconds. 60 into 60 is 3600. If we cancel the zeros and cancel this little bit, you will get 5 by 18. So remember, when you want to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, just remember 5 by 18. You multiply it with 5 by 18 and it is done. You will get it in meter per second. Now if you want to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour, then you will take the reverse of this and you will get 18 by 5. Okay, so you will say it is 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. So this is a very simple relationship. If somebody says how much is 5 kilometer per hour in meter per second, so what you will do, 5 into 5 by 18 you have to do. And if you want to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour, you will multiply it with 18 by 5. Okay, so next some values are given. Some speed of some objects, like man while walking, he will walk with a speed of 1 meter per second or 3.6, that is 5 by 18 kilometer per hour. 5 by 18 is 3.6. When a man runs, he covers a distance of 18 kilometer per hour. Okay. Then cycle will travel with a speed of 25 kilometer per hour. Scooter 40 kilometer per hour. Car 50 kilometer per hour. Then train 60 kilometer per hour. And sound travels with a speed of 1188 meter per second. Kilometer per hour, sorry. And light travels with a speed of 1.08 into 10 to the power 9. If it is in kilometer per hour, you have to learn these two values. Sound meter per second is 330 meter per second, and light in meter per second is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So these are the two important values that you have to learn. Okay, what is that? Sound and this one, light. So these two values you have to learn. So I hope you will understand, and we will try some more numericals based